So the legal requirements, that's a picture of the Delta smelt. It's a 3-inch fish. People make comments about it, or derisive comments about that. But the fact is, like it or not, the Endangered Species Act requires consideration for this fish, and that's what the federal judge found. Again, we have comments about the judiciary and what their reaction or actions are. I think the judge, and I hate to say this as a water guy, but the judge is probably right. We do need to pay attention to these things, and the environment is going to be more of the issues on water, and I have to say a major expense, and also a part of the solution to make this work. The days of water projects where you just went out and poured concrete are over. There's still people who want to talk about that, new dams, and let's do all this kind of stuff without regard to the environment. Those days are past. There's just a body of law and things that are going on now that you can't do that anymore. So I've outlined some of those in kind of a depressing tone. What are some of the solutions? And I wanted to show you this from Aqua, and it gives you, and again, you'll have this at your slides, so you don't have to memorize all 12 of these. But these are some of the things that are a comprehensive solution that we're looking for, not only in future bonds, but future action in the Delta or when we talk about water issues. And I won't read all of those, but it pretty well summarizes what I've been saying as far as paying attention to the environment and getting some stability. One of the things that will occur tomorrow, Mayor Cox has been invited with Mayor Sanders for a summit where the mayors are going to get together and talk about these water issues and talk about the water bond. Again, the days of just the water districts off in the corner doing this are rapidly moving to the past. And to get these comprehensive solutions, it's going to involve all of us in the community, councils, mayors, water districts, everyone that has a stake in this, environmental groups. The doors have to be open. It has to be a very transparent process to get everybody to agree and to move to a solution. Otherwise, we just move back to the little fighting, the tribal fights that you get into, and you just can't move anything forward. But one of the things that the bond, if a bond, comes forward, and there are 6 competing potential bonds right now, and the state's out of money and all the rest of that. So will a bond pass this year? I don't know. Will a bond even appear? I don't know. But if it does, it really does need to provide the foundation for urban users to have access to a reliable and sustainable supply. So whatever else is in the bond, whatever other goodies get put in there to get support from different groups, we really, as a region here in our community, we really need to look for a reliable and sustainable supply. The other thing I'd like to mention is the communities have passed water bonds in the past, Prop 50, Prop 84. There's a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars sitting in that Prop 84, and it's time for the state government, the Department of Water Resources, to get that money out into circulation, get it to our community, and start working on those solutions that can help. Near-term actions in the Delta. If you look at some of the things that fix the Delta long-term, it's over the horizon. It's a decade away. Not that we shouldn't get started on it right now today, but it's going to take years to get it done. So you'll hear people talk about that. What can be done right now? What can be done in the next couple, 3 years to alleviate the problem? And this is a depiction of that. And with the proper guidance and initiative behind it, again, with the mayors and all the, everybody working together, the environmental groups, we could get this done in about 3 years, which would protect the Delta smelt and resume a stable and higher level of deliveries. Not maybe to the historical deliveries, but it gives us some reliability. This isn't the permanent solution, but the permanent one, as I said, is going to take a much more comprehensive work effort. And any bond effort, any bond, again, I'll repeat, must have that conveyance feature in there, or at least the ability to do it. It may not have the funding, because what we've said to some of the folks is that water users will pay. We just have to have the stability and the reliability and the ability in a bond to make that happen. So it may not fund it, and that's not a pass or fail for a bond. Balancing diverse interests, I've kind of talked about this a little bit, but it's something that bears a little underlining. You're going to have a lot of different groups that talk about dams. If we don't get big dams in the Central Valley, the bond's going to fail. And we have to have dams. Well, maybe not. Maybe the Southland doesn't have to have it, because those may not benefit us directly. Maybe there's an element in there. And I'm just pointing out how that you have some state Democrats, environmental groups have a position, the Republicans, farmers have a position, but at the end of the whole discussion, at the bottom, the urban users must have a reliable, high quality, and environmentally sustainable water supply. That's really the game there. A slide just to reemphasize that the environmental restoration and the issues have to be addressed. Can't have Band-Aid solutions any longer. We've been doing that for a while. It's not a sustainable model for the future. So some of us don't like to talk about that or put money to it, or there's some controversy. The bottom line is we have to invite the mainstream environmental groups in to address these issues, put some money towards it, and get some solutions. On the water side, you know, the substantial investments in water use efficiency are already occurring, but that's not over yet. And I just put a few examples. We're talking about desal, Carlsbad, who knows some desal opportunities with Mexico, efficient devices, washers, shower heads, all the different things we've talked about. Water recycling, which is big in this community, all those lush, beautiful parks and central areas and everything that you enjoy in the eastern part of the community is already irrigated with recycled water, very, very important. And water efficient landscapes are going to become much more important in the future, particularly with new growth. And there may even be some things that we need to talk about with the city and, you know, really get together and work on those issues to sustain the growth and the amenities of the community we're talking about. With that, I'll close my presentation. As I said, it's been